Okay, my divinities. Let's go ahead and tap in to part 2. Let's see what's going to happen with this couple, because, well, they're not a couple anymore, are they? Let's see. What else do we need to know? 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, the Star, Five of Swords, the Chariot, 5 of Cups, and the Death card. The 8 of Pentacles, Judgment, Strength, the Emperor. So this is interesting because where we just finished, it showed that this Princess of Swords is not actually the Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. It is a third party being brought into the mix. And I'm not saying third party as in they cheated on this Queen of Cups, because they were never together to begin with. It's a third party as in another additional person that's now a part of this equation. They could be dating this person, although, I don't know, this looks pretty stable. They might have eloped. Eight of Pentacles. I don't think these two are right for each other anyways, because to be honest, with the Eight of Pentacles, it's like they need a lot of work. Both people. And this is a perfect example of, you know how I said there's no such thing as a perfect partner, right? So I'm not going to sit here and paint this Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles like she's perfect, because honestly, if she is the Empress, she has not shown up with the Queen of Swords. She has not shown up with the Queen of Wands. Queen of Swords is the one that helps her set boundaries. Queen of Wands is the one that helps her know her worth. And they are not here. So I feel like she's given this king a little too much space for him to trample on her. And that's on her. We're going to call her out on her shit too. Because how did she end up here? Where she is now loyal to someone who's committed to someone else. What is that? So we have 10 of Pentacles here. I have a feeling this king chose with his head, not his heart. He chose someone who is a Princess of Swords. He sees her like she understands him on some level. Maybe not as much, you know, as a queen would, but she understands him still. She's interesting. She's open-minded. In a lot of ways, she amuses him, but he feels in control there. With this other queen, I feel like it was very out of control and he didn't like that. So he chose with his head. So he's moving, that's what he's moving towards. The fact that he saw this Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles as what he really wanted, it made him destroy it. Because he was like, I'm not about to get caught up with someone else that could do the same thing to me as the Empress did. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So he's putting all of his energy into moving away from this Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. And it's left her devastated. But this is a lesson, because the fact that we had Dragon's Lair here means that she saw red flags that she ignored. And then she committed. Even if it wasn't like they were never in a relationship, her heart was committed to someone who was not committed to her. Why would she do that to herself? Clarify the star. Let's look at the star first. Knight of Cups, 10 of Wands, 3 of Wands. See? What'd I tell you? 6 of Wands. This is exactly one of the downfalls of putting your partner on a pedestal. Remember when I said when this king showed up with Knight of Cups energy, and I said that they almost see this queen like she's perfect? That's a problem. And this is why. When they see her as a star, this means that they're going to freak out, because a star, think of who people call stars: movie stars, Hollywood stars, superstars, music stars. They see them as untouchable, unreachable, out of their league. So this king saw this Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles as perfect, but out of their league. They can't reach her. And it made them feel not good enough. So it's almost like they had to turn around and make her feel like she's not good enough, because that was a hard burden to bear. And they're like, yeah, I need to move away from this. I need to distract myself from this, because they don't like feeling, remember, this is someone who has a lot of pride. They don't like feeling beneath someone else. But again, let's pull this back to the Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, because it takes two to end up in a connection like this. And although she may feel like, well, I was very giving, I was very compassionate, but did you have boundaries? Did you respect yourself? How did you end up on the receiving end of somebody now telling you you're not good enough, and you sitting here devastated over it? Clarify the Chariot. Seven of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. Oof. Strength card. You know, I was confused when I saw the Six of Swords next to the Ten of Pentacles, because it felt almost like they were moving away from it. But I was like, that doesn't make sense. And this makes more sense. They know, I don't know how they know, but they know that if they were with this Queen of Cups, they would have the Ten of Pentacles. And this is both financially and emotional stability. But they walked away from it. They walked away from this bond. I don't know if they realize that pushing this away, I don't want to make it seem like I'm cursing this person, because I'm not. But the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, this is bad luck. This is completely going against your fate, your destiny. Which means you're about to make your life 10 times harder than it needed to be. Because this is like swimming against the current. Literally the opposite of going with the flow. Because they feel like, I'm not about to let her have this power over me. Their pride kicked in hardcore. And they're just shoving her away. In reality, I'm going to tell you the truth. I think they're doing her a favor, because this person was very erratic. I don't think they would have not made a good match, because she keeps showing up as somebody who wants to be at peace. She wants to make things right. And they show up all over the place, honestly, but this Five of Swords keeps showing up with them, not with her. The problem with her is that she keeps accepting this treatment, this behavior. That's the problem with her. Clarify Death card. Queen, oh, finally, Queen of Swords, Karma, Ace of Swords, and the Moon. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now, yeah, I knew this was an Empress. This connection may have felt like bad luck for her because it has her feeling unwanted, unloved, disappointed, grieving, but at the same time, it's the making of her. Yep. This treatment, putting up with this treatment, made her realize her value, made her realize her worth. It made her start putting up boundaries, because their behavior, the fact that they went and got with someone else, effectively ended the connection. It let her know, we are so over. There's nothing here to salvage. And it made her start putting up boundaries. So now she is going to pull back. That's how the Four of Cups kept showing up, because now she is going to pull back. Because in her heart, she knows how much value she would have brought to this person's life. And I will tell you, the one thing I love about this Empress is that she keeps showing up consistently as a queen. Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and beneath that, the Queen of Wands. She is consistent with her level of maturity. So she knows the change she would have brought into this person's life. So now she will get rewarded if she grows, which I think she is growing, because she got clarity on what her part was. She's realizing where she was failing herself. This might have put her in shadow work mode, where she realized, okay, there's things I have to work on myself, because why am I allowing this? Why? That's just the question. Why? Why did I have to put myself in a situation like this? Why did I allow this treatment? Why did I allow this? Why did I allow... Like, there's a lot of questions that she's asking herself, trying to make sense of how she ended up in this place. So this is good, because this king has chosen to work on a connection with this Princess of Swords, and the Empress has chosen to work on herself. So we've got the Four of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Sun card, and the Hierophant. Oh, a King of Wands. Uh-oh. Well, I don't know about that. Is this... Don't tell me this King of Swords is now trying to spin the block. Now he's going to act like he's so certain that she's his other half, but he's already involved with someone. Oh, Lord. I cannot. Let's start with what we do have. So now she's putting energy into investing in herself. She's putting energy into healing the wounds that were left, because she's realizing, how could I put myself in a place where I was not valuing my time? I was not valuing my energy. I gave wholeheartedly to someone that I should not have given to. And she's realizing that came from a place of feeling lonely, possibly feeling like nobody wanted her, like she had to figure things out by herself. She had abandonment issues. So it's almost like she set herself up. This is where I try to point out to you guys how much subconscious energy is here. This is subconscious. Because when someone has abandonment issues, it means that they believe that they will be left behind at some point. And they're subconscious, which means it's like the back of their head, remember? It's not something they're consciously aware of. Their subconscious will keep pulling into their life, because we're an algorithm, right? We're connected to the universe like an algorithm. This is just as effective as somebody typing into their phone, will everybody abandon me in my life? And then all of a sudden they start seeing movies, books, and things connected to being abandoned. And they're just like, yeah, that's just how life is, because that's what they believe happens, because that's the algorithm they're on. So this queen is realizing this is the algorithm she was on. She was on the algorithm of being left behind, being abandoned. So of course, she was aligned with someone who did just that. So now she's putting work into herself. With the Ace of Cups, she's putting work into forgiving herself. Because, you know, something that stood out to me with the Sun card, as soon as it fell, I realized that these two were polar opposites. This king was someone who was operating out of their ego, out of their sense of pride. She was operating out of her heart too much. So they kind of swapped energies, as in she taught them, which they freaked out, of course, but she taught them to reconnect with their heart. And they're teaching her to reconnect to her ego. To reconnect to the part of her that has the desire to survive, the desire to be seen and acknowledged. And to make sure that she's committing to herself first before she commits to other people. Clarify the Four of Swords. No, actually, clarify the Queen of Wands. We can't clarify them all. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. Clarify the Queen of Wands. Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, King of Cups. What? Oh dear, not this again. What is this? Why? Is she, okay, either one, this means she's repeating a pattern. So over here, she was with a King of Cups, a King of Cups, King of Swords, and now she's meeting a King of Cups, King of Wands. Is she repeating the same pattern? Because this king also shows up with this manipulative, passive-aggressive mind games behavior, but wanting her. What the fuck? I can't. Because the readings, they give us a bird's eye view. Sometimes it's hard for the person in the reading to realize what's happening, and I get that. But it's like she found someone else that had potential. She thought, this is the one I'm fated and destined to be with. They're showing up as a King of Cups initially. They may be very attractive. They may be, tall, broad shoulders. They're physically attractive to her, and they are physically attracted to her. Clarify this Ace of Cups. We've got the Ace of Swords, the Five of Wands, Six of Wands, King of Pentacles, Ace of... All the aces are here. All the aces are here. This is Magician energy. So here's the thing about this. This is a little confusing because there's levels to the Magician, okay? So, for example, if someone shows up with all four pages, for example, if she had showed up with all four pages, to me, I would say she's a baby magician. She's barely learning how to manifest. If she shows up with all four queens, then she's on Empress level manifestation. But when all the aces show up, it means the universe is opening up a whole portal for you. And all four aces showed up. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. The universe is opening up a portal for her. There's a giant change headed her way. But I don't like that we have the Seven of Swords here. And that showed up over here too. With this king. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. Is she about to go through another test? It's a challenge. This is a little confusing. So I'm going to go with what I'm feeling because, okay, So her challenge with the King of Cups, King of Swords had to do with not dismissing her ego, right? Paying attention to herself, her value. But it's like they're trying to temper that, because now the next challenge has to do with relying too much on the ego,